World Championship Mountain Biker Jeff Lenosky. He holds Guinness Book World Records. He's even got his own DVDs. It's much cooler than me. So Jeff, this is your interview.
We're supposed to turn this thing up. We're going to splice this thing up anyway.
Yeah, we're going to edit.
Right.
You got a cool bike?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Alright, cool. So we only have like 100 questions. It's not going to take long.
Okay.
Alright, so my first question was, most athletes draw...
These are your own questions?
Yeah, these are my questions.
Like you came up with them?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I ride bikes and I come up with questions. So my first one was, a lot of athletes draw inspiration from music. You know, it's soundtrack to what we do. So as musicians, what's some of your main inspirations?
We draw inspiration from movies and books. A lot of times, just feelings and just any type of art. I think I think a lot of bands kind of it's art for them, but for us, a lot. On the first record, it was a lot of we put up a lot of epic science fiction and war movies and stuff, and try and correlate some of those scenes and some of that kind of stuff to what was going on in our life. Like Saving Private Ryan, we watched that, and that didn't really have anything to do with my life, but we tried to pretend.
Cool.
Your name's Tom, and Tom Hanks is in there.
That was close as we got to World War II.
Alright, so when you guys, every time I go to a live show, I always have this deep thought. And I was just telling my wife, and she was laughing that, I go, you know what the coolest thing is? Like, if they stop drumming or stop playing, the song stops. So it's kind of cool. So, like, you guys were in some bands, Offspring, Blink, whatever, but they were, like, pretty much guitars and drums, kind of, and then you have, like, a much more elaborate sound now. So how do you go from that to an Angels Airwaves sound? And like, how do you decide to start throwing in synthesizers and whatever? I think of like the Will Ferrell skit with, it needs more cowbell. How do you?
I think like what he was saying, the way you derive all the inspiration from the different arts and different feelings that you get throughout the day. That when we started talking about building the songs, you needed to incorporate like that instrumentation. I think to create those feelings. Like so, when you were talking about like how would it feel like to be going fast or to be flying, like. And then it started making sense to put delay on the guitar, or adding a synthesizer to like lift the song.
They're all tools.
Go fast.
Yeah.
Just like when you're on a bike, you have different tires for a different type of thing. It's like we use different instruments to get a different feeling. So it's not too difficult, to make the change. I think the more difficult thing is to think it up, to know that's the direction you want to go, but to actually to incorporate it, to play with it, and to do it isn't really the hardest part about it. I don't think.
Yeah. The music that we're making now is more reflective of what we listen to as well. Like all of our bands that you mentioned before, bands that we were in as young dudes, starting out playing music, and your taste evolved and changed and everything. This is much more reflective of what we listen to. It's not like completely opposite spectrums, which is what it was. So
how do you guys make a song? You just start playing? Does somebody come up with something? You just keep layering on it, or?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, we have. Once again, everything we kind of consider as a tool, and we start with a sound or a rhythm or, we use a lot of electronics and computers and kind of technology to kind of start the direction in the studio. So for us, we always say, it could be us shaking a toolbox around, or it could be Adam playing some really weird drum in a hallway in our studio, and it just sounds different, and we just go, oh, let's go. That reminds us of an old Cure song or something, and then we kind of go in that direction. Oh, sorry, are we in the way? Sorry, excuse us for a second. Are we in your? Sorry, guys. Are we in your kitchen? Excuse me, they wanted to talk for a second.
There's no way we can do it.
All right, cool. Adam touched on one of my next questions, which was. Evolving as musicians, whatever, you're not going to play the same songs forever, but you especially, you've been on the record saying, you kind of start to get old at fart jokes and stuff like that. So do you want to go on the record and say that you don't think that stuff's funny anymore?
No, if someone farts, I will not laugh. I will. No, actually,
it's more dick jokes, less fart jokes.
Okay.
We're still the same.
Really grown up.
We've grown up a lot. Yeah.
Out of the butt and into the dick.
We're pretty much we're the same dudes we've always been, and
well, actually, I'm not the same as you're the same because that was your sort of humor.
David's much more mature after that. Yeah.
He's like
I'm
snotty.
on another level.
He's really snotty when it comes to poo.
So you're still down with sophomoric humor?
We're still down.
Cool.
Well, he's more.
All right. So
Senior humor, I guess.
Maybe grad student. Grad student humor.
I heard you guys just got on the Warped Tour again. That's pretty cool. So again, like, you know, I read some interviews how the touring with some other bands was kind of getting old and whatever, and then now you're in the middle of a 3-month tour, and then you go right out on summer again. I mean, how do you do it? You got families, wives, girlfriends?
We just gotta,
whatever.
I got the kids out here now, and you know, you just gotta try and make do, and you gotta try and work it out. Some of the Warped Tour, it's good for a band like us to do it, in the sense that we're a pretty different band out of all the ones that will be there. So it gives us an opportunity to present a different type of music to a lot of people that I think might like to see something different. And it's like we usually play for over an hour and a half a night, but on that it's only like 30 minutes. So it's like it's pretty easy for us to get up there and do our thing and spend 4th of July in Albuquerque or wherever we're going to be, you know. But yeah, it's good. You know, it's kind of we've all come from that culture and we understand it very well. So.
All right, last thing. Do you guys really believe in aliens? And if so, give me the 1 minute elevator. No, the 1 minute. Just the 1 minute sales pitch. Why should I believe in aliens? I'm not saying I don't.
I don't know why. Okay, the 1 minute sales pitch. You guys didn't really leave because you're still interested.
The elevator speech. You know what that is?
No, but I will tell you this. This is what I say when people say, you know, when they say aliens or do you believe? I go, this is all you got to know. When we put Hubble Space Telescope in orbit, it took a 1-inch picture of the universe. 1 inch. Out of a 360-degree panorama, it took a 1-inch picture, and there were 10,000 galaxies in that 1 inch. Galaxies like the Milky Way, and each galaxy has billions and billions of solar systems. And we just found life, microbial life, on Mars, next door. So all I got to say is, there's lots of things out there that we don't understand. Well, I understand, apparently. You guys don't.
No, I can say I believe in aliens. I believe in aliens, but I can sum it up just like that. That's all I got to say.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Man.
All right.
Thank you very much.